Good day, strategy gamers, and welcome back to episode 77 of our Let's Play series, War in the East 2, Stalingrad to Berlin campaign. This is now turn 40, and we're just kicking off the turn here in the north of our front. A lot of excitement these last few turns. Looking forward to go through all of this with you guys. At the very beginning, we'll of course focus around Leningrad, where boy, I'm hopeful we can finish off some of these last remaining pockets. They must really be on the skeleton crews, and morale and fatigue and supplies just have to be really hurting them. So let's see if we can't knock these folks out. You know, we're just going to kind of throw everything here. Sorry, we're going to throw everything at this one just to make sure we have a complete overwhelming force. And that right there is 47,000 Axis soldiers surrendering. Bit of a win. Bit of a win. Now, of course, we had a number of units here that were not part of that fight at all. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take all of these units and I'm going to put all of them into a refit status. And we're going to let them sit for a turn, maybe 2 turns in a refit here before we start allocating them to other portions of the front. So just all of these guys are going to go to refit. And you know, when looking at it, we have a lot of rifle divisions here with 5,000 or so men. That's not ideal. Well, you were already on refit. Put you back. There we go. Those are taken care of. Go down here, get a few more. Perfect. And I think this is the last stack. This HQ will bring up kind of to the center here to help with those refits of their units. Now over here, let's see what we can finish off. 2 of these hexes don't have any fortifications, so those are going to be the priority if we can try to get them taken care of. So let's start, I think, with this more northern hex. That should do the trick. Alright, so they all retreated. And we can now... You're unready. Maybe we can move in there? That rifle division has enough to move in there. Okay. Now we're going to go here. That should be enough. Let's give it a shot. Alright, there's another 38,000 German surrendering. And then we'll move up some of these that have actually kind of been sitting in the wings for the next attack. And let's see if we can do this on the first go. Nope, they held. We lost 3,000 men. We did reduce their fortification levels though by 1, so that should really help. Now if we can, I'd like to take maybe some of these units off. We'll get like this guards rifle division up here. What else can we do? Let's maybe take... Let's take you back here. Ooh, we gotta go a bit of a long way around. Okay, so you're not gonna make it. Maybe this guy can help though. Alright, so let's try it again. They surrendered. We have cleared all of the remaining... Well, I got too excited. I was going to say we've cleared all the remaining pockets around Leningrad. However, I realize now Novgorod is still occupied. We're getting there though, folks. We're getting there. And, you know, we're going to do kind of a similar thing in the north here. And I'm not... you know, maybe being the most efficient with how I'm handling this. I guess we can move these guys over to their HQ. Or closer to it at least. We're gonna put everyone here in refit as well, and same thing as the other pocket. I just want to give everybody a chance. Give everybody a week off, maybe 2 weeks leave, right? And recover themselves. This is going to have consequences elsewhere on our front lines, because with such a concentration of units that are designated as refit, it's really going to hurt the supply situation in other parts of the front. Not in a crippling capacity, but it will be very noticeable about 2 or 3 turns from now. So we just need to keep that in mind when we're looking to overextend ourselves, which is a habit that we tend to have on the channel. Now, some of these guys, though, I think we can move over, and like the first shock army here, we'll start getting them in position to actually we'll start getting them into position to actually move out maybe next turn, because most of them look like they're in probably pretty good shape. Okay, so that takes care of that. Over here, the 27th Army, let's see what we have. Oh, they're spread all over. Okay, so you know what? We're going to put all of you on refit too, because looking at these rifle divisions, it's ranging from 5,000 to 7,000. Frankly, we want very healthy rifle divisions when everything's all said and done. So we'll move you north. Get a little bit of consolidation here. We're already in refit. You can come over here and be on refit. We'll take these HQs forward as well. Again, this is not a min-maxed situation that we have going on, but it'll work. Now here, I'm going to have you come over here. I just want to make sure there's nothing left over here. I'm not anticipating there is, but we're just going to take the turn or two to make sure we've cleared out everything on this side. So there's that. Now as we continue looking south here, a bit of an absence of forces. We have this northern pocket here. Oh, that's unfortunate that they've actually managed to consolidate themselves a little bit. Means it'll take longer to actually break through. We do have an enemy HQ unit there though. Oh, a couple. So let's see if we can take advantage of that. So first we're just going to attack with these guys and see what the enemy has. So there is a 4th SS Panzergrenadier Division. That's not great. Let's see what they have here. They have the 267th Infantry Division. So some modest forces. We will begin the encirclement. Okay. We'll have you come north, I think. You can come north as well. Can I get some mechanized units behind them? I'd really like to move into this hex here, but as it's between their 2 units, it's going to be a little bit of a difficult challenge. Let's send, and the terrain up here is just awful for us. Let's send that tank corps north. And, you know, a problem that I'm going to start running into here is supply situation, because of how horrible the terrain is. Maybe I'm being a little too aggressive. Here we go. So now we've got them fully encircled. That works out. Let's take you north there. Okay. So there's a bit of a weak point there. We'll see if they attack. How are these guys actually sitting? Fuel is getting a little desperate. We're like at a 3rd for fuel and supply. Ammo they're okay on though. So that's something. And they are getting enough vehicles. So again, that's encouraging. Looking at their equipment, They're doing all right. Let's see. I wanted to see if maybe there was an infantry element or something we could assign to them, and there's not. I think we'll leave it as is. Again, just confirming we can't move in any further. I'm going to move the HQ just a little bit closer. So that's good. So these guys are now all isolated. Again, it'll probably take a turn or two to wear them down. We should be able to knock out this 267th Infantry Division maybe next turn. That should help. There's probably a depot in this hex as well, I would guess. And the sooner we can finish that off, the easier it'll be to actually knock out the 4th SS Pence Grenadier Division. So really our priority will be first taking out Ventspils. Looks like it's the name of the town, city on the Baltic. Going south here, let's see what we've got. So we have kind of built out our line. I think there may have been a counterattack. Yeah, there was in the last turns. Just see what happened. So that was pretty successful for them. They threw 2nd Corps, which had a cavalry regiment, Luftwaffe Field Corps, the Panzer Corps with the 335th Infantry Division. Bit of a hodgepodge, really. So a couple of infantry divisions, really, is what it looked like it was. Okay. And we had just 1 rifle brigade, and they got steamrolled a little bit. So that's not great, but thankfully, we are in a pretty decent position to just plug that hole again. This rifle division, I think we're probably okay, given the circumstances, to put onto the front line, but let's see if there's somebody better. How are you looking? Yeah, so actually that one up here is in even better condition. So I'll put you to ready and move you up. You're on refit. Toss you into reserve. You have a little bit of a gap here. I'm not expecting them to try to break through. And you are unready, so you were probably the unit that got pushed back. Okay. We'll just leave you there, I think. All right. This now gets a little tricky, because here's what I'm looking at, guys. There's some really good terrain here, and I would hate to have them dig into it. That would be unfortunate for us. So we're going to take this airborne division, and we're going to move them forward here. And you see how my defensive value just skyrocketed once I got into those hills. That's really going to work to our benefit. Are going to have a little bit of a supply opportunity. This rifle corps, I'm always very hesitant to do this, but I am actually going to push them to get all the way up there. And again, you see their defensive value is now over 100. Let's see, can we get any of these guys there? It doesn't look like it. Can we reroute maybe one of these mechanized units there? Let's get this mechanized corps up on this hill. Okay, so that's good. Now that should allow us to bring forward this airborne unit, but I think I would rather... Well, let's take the rifle corps forward. And then we'll take... Let's get that airborne division up there, I guess. And we'll put this rifle corps there as well. Alright. So there's that. Now, it's a little tempting here with the 31st Army units that we have coming forward. It's a little tempting to perhaps have them come and start pushing even beyond Königsberg, right, to stretch the length of their front. I think there are some advantages to doing that. This guy, I'm actually going to change my mind. We're going to take them off reserve and put them in ready there in that swamp hex. I think that's better, a better fit. Okay. So I think we actually have advantages, as I was saying, to maybe continue stretching the length of their front, because especially about 3 turns from now, 2 turns from now, we're going to have those forces from Leningrad that if we choose, we could bring down this direction and really start to outnumber the enemy. And their situation's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better. Let's move these HQs forward. Kind of split here. I think we're going to have to do some headquarter assignment work this turn. You can come forward there. Hesitant to push some of these guys too far, because I just don't know what they have. And, you know, these rifle divisions, now that I look at them, they're actually not doing that great. They're all around 5,000, 6,000 troops. And this is why those forces south of Leningrad, I want to give a couple of turns to actually build back up. Because now these guys, when we unload them, they're already going to be a little weak on the front line. It's just a bit of a concern. So let's review options. We could plug this hole with the 31st Army. We could have them come here and plug this hole. It's not much of one, but we could. Or we could drive them all the way here and start having them try to break out. Those are some tough choices. I think we're going to keep pushing them. I think that's what we want to do. So let's do this. Let's have our rail unit go down here and continue with their excellent work of converting these rail lines. Very, very worthwhile. Okay. Now, let's take this stack here, go to rail transport. Oh no. What did I miss here? Oh, is that one hex preventing us from actually? Really? Is that what's happening? Okay, let's go back here. Take these guys, rail transport. Oh no, they're only able to go down this line here. I wonder why they're not able to go to Königsberg though. Ah, this is probably on me. I have forgotten that it does take kind of the end of the turn for these railroad repairs to finalize. And if we toggle the counters off, I wish I could zoom in more, but I can't. If you look closely, this rail line actually goes north-south through this hex. This hex here, 170, 148, does not connect here to 169, 149. So that's why we're unable to actually go this way down to Königsberg. The details needed sometimes are just remarkable with the game. So given that we've taken them off the train, I think we're going to use them and keep pushing past Königsberg. I think that makes sense. Take them off the train. We'll take that rifle division off. Have them come up here. And the HQ we will bring up here. Okay. Let's just continue with some of the rail stuff that we have here. We will continue here, I think, with the double-sided line going through Königsberg. That'll be good. And we'll finish there. So really this whole pocket's going to get much healthier in the next turn or two, which is good. I don't want to be too aggressive down here. Let's take this guy forward. Let's bring him up. Ooh, you see, we should press that. We should press that advantage. We're going to attack. So we also got a depot out of it. Good decision. And we're going to go one more forward. Let's bring you up. Let's bring you back. Yeah, and this is going to be kind of the line we're going to hold here. Let's go over here with you. And then we're going to go back again. Honestly, that was a little bit of recon that we were actually doing there. Yeah, I don't want to be sitting on the line with these units. So it looks a little goofy here, but I think it was worth just pushing them back, getting them out of this town, clearing out the depot. Because this is something where we're going to have to cross the river to clear, but if we can keep it empty and not let them fortify it, we can kind of sneak past, I think. And if we can blitz down here, that looks like some really good terrain. That what I'm kind of imagining is if we can punch through, there's terrain then that gives us some benefit as we do advances past them and reduces our risk of counterattack and getting cut off. These hills actually follow all the way down here. This is fantastic. But so, and we can think about that because we're purely mechanized and armor in this part of the front. If they get dug in there, though, right, if we were doing a more traditional, one hex at a time, pushing them back, maybe 2 hexes at a time, it'd give them enough time to dig into this defensible terrain. And I don't think I want to mess with over here. I mean, just look at how heavy these woods are. All over, heavy woods. And that's not where we want our armor operating. And that's what our whole force consists of. So we really have to shoot this gap here. Okay. Well, there's our plan for future turns. It's shaping out pretty good. As we kind of look to this side, I'm happy with these defensive values. As we look over here to this side, I don't think there's much we're going to be doing. We have this rail repair unit again. Let's just kind of deal with that housekeeping before we forget it's a good time. With this double-sided rail line coming all the way south, it's just going to be immensely helpful getting this taken care of. And we've now got all the rail lines through Vilnius covered, which will be a good junction for a depot and such. Good. Looking down over here, not a lot of opportunity to counterattack. I think what we might do is take this rifle corps here, and let's try to... It's really tough to tell what they have. So we know they have 1 Luftwaffe field division. But what else they have, I don't know. Let's attack. They had a 1st Romanian armored division. Boy, those Romanians have gotten north. It's a little surprising. Let's now go... What can we do here? Let's take this rifle corps there. I'm going to take this motorized unit down here. We will bring that rifle corps there as well. Okay. Now here I want to keep pushing. I really want to keep pushing. Getting into that hill hex. That's good stuff. Very happy with that. Want to think about how we can try to shore up the defense though, because this hex is the weak point here. So we got that up to 4 now. Let's see if support units can help us. Wow. Okay. 5th Army has no support units available. Oh, goodness. We'll give them an anti-tank regiment, I suppose, because they would be facing armor. That's not going to do a whole lot. We'll bring up this artillery in reserve. And we'll take this weaker rifle brigade here. Okay, so that's good. As you can see, not expecting a counterattack from this unit. Can we We're going to press there. We can't. Okay. Nope, that was successful. So, Luftwaffe Field Division retreated. It looked like they had an HQ there, though, which was one of the main reasons I did that. Doesn't look like maybe that was good intelligence, though. Do we have any ability to counterattack here? No, not really. We are now, though, just 1 hex away from Minsk. That's something. I could get next to Minsk with this mechanized corps. We're doing it. Oof. Oof. That might have been a mistake. That was definitely a mistake. Definitely a mistake. So we got to get a little drastic now. So we're going to take this rifle division south. This rifle division is going to come here. That rifle division will come south. This rifle division will take the spot in the line where this armor is. Then the armor is going to come over here, and we're going to put them in reserve in case they do counterattack along this line. That's... I was hopeful. Maybe they left it pretty empty. Maybe we can rush. They did the exact opposite. It's like they've learned how aggressive I've been. They've kind of set up a perfect situation where now they've let us expand into this pocket, and they are ready for us. And looking at these fortification levels, I'm really worried that we're just going to get bogged down into this. This is going to be a bit of a mess. So we're going to have to stretch the 4th Shock Army to fill in some of these holes that we had in the line. So let's do that real quick. This rifle division will have come up here. And actually, can we maybe press this? Let's do that. So we retreat at them. That's good. And is it some... Let's try it. Okay, so we retreat at them as well. So now this armor unit is sitting a little alone. Element of the 23rd Panzer, it looks like. Let's see if we can push from this side. So we routed the infantry division element. 1,400 men lost on their side. That's a good result for us. But you see now we can start to do some fun stuff. Let's take this mechanized corps up here. We can push these guys back. Route at them. And now we're starting to put this element of the 23rd Panzer at risk of being encircled, which is of great benefit to us. I think we'll take both these units up here to just reinforce that hex. We have plenty of defensive value now to hold it. Over here, this rifle division, we're going to take up to there. This is good. Okay, so now we're also breaking through on the north, and they have to plug this hole. We've countered their counter, maybe? Possibly. So where we were just in a situation where it was looking a little grim that maybe they could cut us off here, we're now creating a second pocket that they have to somehow respond to. Forcing dilemma upon dilemma on your opponent, that's kind of what we're shooting for right now. Getting over here, don't... That mechanize unit might be able to, no. Just seeing if we could get in here at all to try to push this guy out, but I don't think so. Alright, fair enough. I don't think you need to be on refit anymore. You're looking good now. Yep, you are good. So you can come off refit, and I'm betting the mechanized corps is the same situation. Yeah. Well, they're only at 50% medium tanks. We'll let them stay refit for a little longer. Really, for them, it looks like it's an equipment issue or opportunity. We will... where do we want to throw this? What direction do we want to throw this rifle division? Because let's not split up the 41st Army too much. Let's keep the 41st Army looking westward. I think that makes sense. Over here, again, had some units on refit. Rifle division looks like they're getting close. We'll give them another turn, though. And then here, this mechanized corps, I think, is probably the same thing where they're lacking in equipment. They're actually doing better with their T-34s. They're at 69%. So they could come over there. If we go here, we actually have more movement points. Let's see what we can do with this. So let's bring them up here. And then they might be able to help next turn with actually breaking through. I don't know if I've looked at these guys yet. Let's take them up here. And this rifle division... Yeah, we're taking you off refit. We're going to push a little. You can come down there. Okay. Keep you there. You're good. What about you? Yep, we are going to bring you up. Now, for you, I'm actually more okay with you coming south, though. And, like, what opportunity do we have to try to break through in one of these hexes? So let's bring them up here. That's going to be a tough one. If we can get that rifle corps there, maybe. So let's take that rifle division there. Rifle corps comes south. Now let's try to push. Retreat it. Excellent. Excellent. That's really good. Because they had built up to fortification level 2 there. Now we should be able to, in the next turn or two, actually break through more. With more threat. Let's take this rifle corps south. Nope, not going to do it. Not going to cut it. But we have another rifle corps that we can tee up for next turn. Or we advance here where we started to break through. Do we think the 17th Panzer is going to do anything about it? I don't know that they will. I don't know that we want to risk that. So is it better to break through here and press on Minsk, where it's going to be a little tougher? Or is it better to try to take advantage of these weaker units here in the south? I think we're going to position things for more of a push on Minsk next turn. I think that's the better play. Okay. A lot going on here. Just a lot going on. Let's see if we can't keep everyone in range there. No, that didn't do it. So we're going to have that armor, and we're going to maybe reallocate some of these units, I think. So here, you're part of the 3rd Guards Army. Let's put you somewhere else. Let's put you in the 4th Shock Army. Is that any better than... I don't think it is. Okay, so 29th Army. Let's look at them. 29th Army. See if we can trade someone. So can we take the 312th Rifle Division? No. Put them over there. Cannot. All of these guys are actually pretty full, so we might just have to deal with this situation as it is. Alright, that's fine. That's alright. Do we advance here? I think we do. That's pretty heavily forested. Yeah, I think that's good. And then can we take that tank corps there? And then can we attack through here? Let's do that. Very successful. We lost 1 armor. And we will now take one of these motorized units and move them here. Again, not expecting a counterattack from them there. Especially since we just broke through their lines. Okay, that's good. Over here, really my biggest temptation is I just kind of want to cross the river while they're letting us. So we'll move them up. I don't know if we want to... Yeah, let's do it. Let's cross that river now. I'd rather do it now. And... Rifle Corps just feels like it's being wasted there. It's just too powerful to be left there. So let's do this. Let's do this. This motorized unit's going to come up here, okay? And this rifle division is going to come over here. And the Rifle Corps is going to come down here. There we go. We now, right, we risk counterattack. They most certainly could push here. But I don't think they will. I'm going to try to, I'm not calling the bluff, right, because they haven't said or done anything, but I don't think they will. To try to help the situation a little, though, I think we will bring this rifle division south. That should give us plenty of deterrence from them actually trying to break through. And then let's take this Rifle Corps south here. There we go. And then this Rifle Corps can, let's take you off reserve. You can then fill in the line here. And everything is good. Everything is now good. It wasn't bad before, but things are going well. How about that? Let's take up the HQ now that just moved a little bit more south. I think that's good. Over here, as has historically been the case, oh, they really pulled back. Oh, they've completely left Kursk. Wow. Look, they pulled everything back. Oh my God. After all of these successful counterattacks, they pushed us all the way back here. They then just retreated. What is this madness? I'm going to be a bit of I'm going to insert a teaser here. It's going to be very interesting to see what they've done in the southern half of the front if they've made the same decision. But you'll have to watch next episode to find out. There we go. Well, let's start mass reorganization of the front line, shall we? I think the first thing we want to do is put some pressure on whether or not they actually want to stay that far forward. And I don't think they will. So we'll start to threaten that we're coming in behind there. This rifle division will bring down. Thankfully, they're giving us really good terrain to advance into. So let's nitpick the AI a little here, right? They could have, with the same number of units, this unit could have gone here. Each one of these could have been just a couple of hexes forward. But then they have swamp, heavy woods to defend in. But here, it's clear. Oh, okay, they have heavy woods there. But clear. And right here is where we're going to break through. I can tell you that right now. We're going to do it this turn. No, okay, maybe not. Got a little cocky with that statement, but whatever. 11th Guards Army. Let's bring you south. Take the Rifle Division there. The Cavalry Corps is going to try to break through there. Let's try it again. Really? They held again? They lost their fortification level, though. Can I give you a support unit? You already have support units. Let's try. Let's try. Oh, they held once more. I'm determined to actually break through this turn there. Do I have anything else mechanized or anything that we could get down there? Rifle division might just be the best bet. They held. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, next turn, stay tuned for that hex. Take that rifle division, capture their depot. Yes, please. And see how far south we can get the 11th Guards Army to fill in here. So we're going to really concentrate them into these 3 hexes to try to break through in this clear terrain. So we haven't had this for almost the entire scenario. Like, this line has stayed really consistent because look at the terrain. It's horrible once they get dug in to try to actually get through. And, you know, really you're not advancing towards any strategic objectives either, so we haven't prioritized it. But now that they've pulled back, these clear hexes here, that's a gateway for us to start rushing through. Unfortunately, we don't have much mechanized or armor in this part of the front because, again, historically it's been a bit of a stalemate. But even without armor, these infantry divisions can really start to punch through, I think. So let's get one more rifle division up here. And because this front line has stayed so static for so long, the interesting bit is that actually we find ourselves in a position that these guys are all pretty well rested and supplied. So that's another great benefit to us. I'm going to just try to clear out these hexes here. So now we can bring this rifle corps up here. That rifle corps down there. Oh, can we press? Press. Aha! And we got their new depot. Excellent. That is just delightful. That's great. Let's, what do we do there? Let's try to press through again. Oh, no, you're unready. What happened to you? I should have seen that. Yikes. Ooh, you're hurting. That's not good. Were you maybe a cursed combatant? Is that what you were? This rifle corps, though, we can take... You're unready as well. Ah, okay. Story's starting to come together a little here. Yeah, I think you were... I think some of these were part of the counterattacks around Kursk. Try and take that HQ there. This HQ will move up. This rifle corps can come forward. They have an element of the 19th Panzer Division there. Let's take that rifle division up. I did not see they were in refit, but looking at it, I can tell they're going to be just fine with 9,000 men. And I think we pushed through there. Nope, they held. Okay. Very minimal losses, though. Let's try again. They held once more. A little interesting. Over here, being very careful now to check to make sure everybody's actually ready. We're going to try to break through there again. Nope, they held. Fortification level is really what's doing it for them. Alright, one last go with this rifle corps. They already have armor. There we go. Got it. Got it. So now this Hungarian Light Division is going to have to fall back. Excellent. Excellent news. What do we have over here? You're part of the 48th Army. So let's just start moving you up here. 3rd Army. The armies are all over the place after the stuff we've had going on. We're going to have the 3rd Army come south here. You're part of the Third Army as well. Who else do we have in the Third Army? This Rifle Corps. You're not going to get up there. So let's actually maybe transfer you now to the 13th Army. Congratulations. And maybe we can just make the decision now that the 13th Army will be the group that encircles Kursk. Does that make sense? I think it might. Yep, got a whole bunch of depots there. That was good. Yep, we're going to have the 13th Army encircle Kursk. And then we can just have them dedicated to it. And this Rifle Corps can come here. Okay. I'll get back to that then. The 61st Army is up here. We'll have you guys... It's going to be a little messy for a turn or two, I think, here. So we're just kind of redeploying. You come up there. Okay. Back here... How are you guys doing? It's kind of weird, actually. Percent is 100, but we're 80 out of 100. I'm not sure I'm following that. Let's take both of you off refit. And one is the 48th Army, the other is the 13th Army. So the 13th Army one we know was going to go down there. But the 48th Army, you can come up here to help support this breakthrough that we're going to have. We have another 13th Army there as well. So we need to just move these guys. We need to get them out of there. So we're going to skip around a little here. Sorry guys, I know this is probably a little harder to follow than usual. Oh my goodness, your supply situation's awful. The 40th Army, we could have go north, or we have the 60th Army go north next. Let's have the 60th Army go up here next. So 60th Army elements are going to advance. And we're going to push you because I want you to get to that hex. 60th Army Tank Corps, good. You can come up. You can come up here, actually. And we'll put you in reserve since your supplies are a little questionable. Where else do we have 60th Army? And let's actually move the HQ now before we forget as well. So we got more 60th Army here. Have you come forward. Another rifle division. You can go there. That's good. Where else do we have 60th Army? Down here. Interesting. Let's have you come up there. 60th Army Rifle Corps will come up here. There we go. Alright, so 60th Army now should be in place. It looks like it is. Good. That's one part of things. And then we have the 8th Guards Army and 38th Army that are still back here. And then this is the 40th Army. So I think 40th Army we're going to move to the south of the 60th. And we're going to take all these guys forward. Oh. Hey, yikes. Can you get to the front, please? That would be really helpful if you could. You should not. You have 11% of your primary armor. Can the Rifle Corps can? It can, but it's also in refit, and that might have been a bad decision. Oh, they are hurting. They're probably unready, I bet. They are unready. Jeez. Okay, take you off the line. Who else do we have in 40th Army? That rifle division's ready, but they can't get there. Have them come up there. Okay. So this guy's just in a tough spot. We're going to send the Mechanized Corps there anyways. This guy, can we do any support units? You already have a tank brigade. Tank brigade with 8 tanks. Let's get rid of the tank brigade and let's see if there's something that's heavy guards, heavy tank. Gee, I finally got that right. Now they have 21 and they're heavy tanks. That's good. So there we have the 40th Army, which is south of the 60th Army. 40th Army HQ can correspondingly move forward here. Now, let's start looking over here. 8th Guards Army, okay? 8th Guards Army is going to come up next here in the line. So we'll bring them forward. Bring more reinforcements. It looks like you are unready. So we'll take you. Didn't mean to go there. 8th Guards Army, this rifle division can come south there. And I bet a bunch of you are not doing so great. Yep, you're not good. And this cavalry corps is also not good. So what we will do is these two elements will go back here. And all of them will be on refit. And we'll take the 8th Guards Army HQ to this hex. Okay. So they're focused on getting refit. Now we have the 38th Army. So the 38th Army is going to leave that hex and come up here and support. All right, now we're starting to actually get the line all wrapped up. You're probably going to need refit, I'm betting. Yeah, 50%. But you can still come forward, and we'll put you next to your HQ. We have a rifle corps up there that can come forward as well. Take the HQ forward. All right. 38th Army, another one. I actually think we're going to end up in a situation here where... yeah, with 38th Army, you can come forward there. You were going to transfer to the 13th Army. Where's my HQ for the 13th? The Rifle Corps goes there. The HQ can sit down here, I guess. And we have another 13th Army Rifle Division, which means the 38th can come down here. All right. So we have Kursk encircled. That's good. I just realized I didn't clear out any of these hexes. It's a little problematic. So let's actually use, this is very unconventional, let's use this mechanized corps to do that. Okay, well you rest there in that little town. How about that? You get a little vacation along the river. Go tubing or something. I don't know. All right, that was a lot of cleanup around Kursk. I think we're in a pretty decent position now, though. Yeah, you're all refitting. So this is kind of the line then where we'll resume for the next episode. Really interesting. Kind of surprised to see after all the success they had with counterattacks around Kursk that they pulled back. You know, had a great comment on the last episode of how wonderful it'd be to trap those strong panzer units that were so successful against us. I'd made the comment, I don't even think we have the strength to to trap them if we did manage to encircle them. And I guess that whole conundrum's just kind of been solved for us as they've pulled back from Kursk entirely. I do think it was a smart move for them to leave, though, the 302nd Infantry Division, because that will delay then for multiple turns us actually being able to take that hex. That's
it's pretty significant. And it's close enough to so many of their airfields too. They're going to be able to do a lot of air resupply. Now, of course, there's multiple cities now that they have cut off like this, so it's going to be very limited air supply. Before actually we end the episode, I wanted to look up here at Novgorod. It looks like they still have a pretty decent supply situation. Let's see, ammo. Yeah, they're still doing okay on ammo. All right. Well, thanks so much for watching. Any questions, comments, feedback, as always, please leave them in the comments section below. I'll do my best to get back to them. All of you are wonderful. Thank you so much. And I hope all of you have yourselves an excellent day. Bye now.